Coming up on this episode of the Weekend Warm-Up, Lawro joins us to give his thoughts on the season so far, and he looks ahead to the upcoming games this week. We catch up with Tom Barkhazen as he recovers at home after testing positive for COVID. And we get to know our first-year scholars a bit better, with the Under-19 season now underway. All that and so much more on the Weekend Warm-Up. Well, let's get straight into it, and we'll start this Weekend Warm-Up with a chat with Mark Lawrenson, Preston born and bred, a former Peterborough United manager. We'll hear about that in just a second, and his hopes for a good cup run. But we'll start with the game at Huddersfield Town. Lawro was there, and he's put the world to rights. Lawro, thank you as always for spending some time with me. I know it's more of a pleasure for me than it is for you. But you were at Huddersfield Town during the week, flying the flag for North End. I know it wasn't the result that we wanted, but what's your thinking about it?
Well, actually, we were a better team, and we probably played the better football up until the point where we had one or two chances. We certainly had more chances than the home team, Huddersfield, have, but nothing really kind of where we should have scored. We huffed and puffed a little bit, but we were never really in any serious danger of conceding. And I mean, the daft thing about it all, as everybody knows, I mean, they, as in Huddersfield, did not have a shot at goal, but we managed to score a goal for them, which was just a bit unfortunate. But see, so I'd not seen the first two games, obviously the Hull game and the Reading game, and everyone's kind of going, oh, it's going to be one of those seasons, etc., etc. But I thought we played okay. I really do, but we can't score, which every man and his dog who supports North End knows at the moment is our big problem, because we can have as much of the ball, much of a threat, and be much of a threat to the opposition as possible. You don't score in this game, you don't win anything.
I'll ask you about Sepp Vandenberg then, because as a central defender, ostensibly when we saw him in the first team at least, for Liverpool, like your good self, playing more on the right-hand side, sometimes right full-back, right of a three sometimes as well. Yeah. From what you've seen of Sepp, both at Liverpool and now at Preston North End, what do you think of him?
No, I think he's kicked on. I mean, it's difficult at Liverpool. He knows that he was never going to play in the first team on a regular basis, but that's absolutely fine. But he's become a better footballer, and he looks like he's grown a little bit, and the Championship is so kind of aggressive. You've got to be able to stand up for yourself. But I thought he played well at Huddersfield. As I said, that's the first time I've really seen him for a long time. He played on the right of a 5, I suppose you basically would say. Passing was good. He got himself forward as well, mostly in the first half. Just looks a decent player.
It's Peterborough next, back at Deepdale, so a chance to bounce back, and it's a team that you formerly managed. You only managed a couple of clubs, but Peterborough was one of them.
Yeah, and my first month at Peterborough, we won every match. I should have resigned then.
How many did you play? Just the one?
Oh, very funny. I think it was 5.
Fair enough.
Yeah, the old manager of the month and all that kind of stuff. I worked for a guy called John Devaney from Sligo, who'd been a director at Oxford United, and when I told Maxwell where to stuff his job, John came to me and said, come and manage Peterborough. So I did. The only problem, this is a beauty of a story. The only problem, John made his money from building hotels, always on building sites, building loads of houses, everything. He was currently building houses in Weston-super-Mare. We were going well as far as the club were concerned. We were massively under budget. We were 5th in the league, etc. Crowds were up and everything. So it was all good. And he was great with me. And there was, I don't know if you remember, in the early 90s, there was either a Black Monday, a Black Wednesday, or a Black Friday. Well, I think this was a Black Wednesday, when obviously the banks went down and everything. It was all doom and gloom, financial problems. And he turned up at the ground. I hardly ever saw him at the ground. And he said, need to have a word with you, Mark. And I went, what? And I'm thinking, what do you want now? Because we're going well. He said, those 4 experienced pros that you've signed, who were all in the team and playing well? And I said, yeah. He said, they can't play on Saturday. I said, John, why not? He said, oh, well, I don't know if you know, but the market's crashed. and I'm building all these houses and all that kind of thing. They can't play the kids. I said, we haven't got any kids. We haven't hardly got a reserve team. He said, well, they can't play. So I just said, well, I can't manage then because that's ridiculous. And I said, you're making money this year. And he said, yeah, well, So that was the end of it. But I really liked it. It's a nice club, and they've done well over the years. I tell you what, they've really done well with. I don't know if Barry Fry is still there, but they seem to be able to get centre forwards or strikers from non-league and train them on and make fortunes. It's a pity we can't.
And just finally, thank you for sparing a while with us, because I know you are a busy man, especially this weekend. Yeah. It's the Carabao Cup during the week as well. We are at Morecambe in the second round. The big boys are in there. The European teams come in the third round. How good would it be if we could go on a little cup run again?
Obviously, it means we're winning games, which in the league, obviously, is a problem. I'm actually thinking of going. So I hope Ben watches this, because obviously that's my way of asking him for a ticket, me and my mate Oxley. So they're
on sale now. They're on sale right now as we're recording this.
What does that mean?
In fact, no, they're not. They're on sale. In 20 minutes as we're recording this.
He's saying I've got to buy one. I do this flipping thing for free, and you'd say
you can go online. You can ring the ticket office, mypne.com, any of those places.
My phone's a bust. They're all bust. I'll be on to Ben, so he knows. I think me and my mate Oxy might go on Tuesday night to Morecambe and have a look. But just to win a game would be good. I think it's going to be a tough season for us, but you just never know. And we've got a few weeks of the transfer market yet. We're not that far away, which is the kind of bit of a galling thing, really. And I know loads of people have been moaning with stuff they post and all that kind of stuff. But you know what? Without our owner, where would we be? Answers on a postcard.
Somewhere that is sometimes sunny and sometimes not so sunny by the looks of things in your window behind you there. And fingers crossed we're back to winning ways this weekend. Laura, thank you as always. It's been
a pleasure. Thank you.
And we will continue our look ahead to the games for the first team later on in the weekend warm-up. But let's first of all remind you that the Under-19s season started last week, and we thought that meant it was a pretty good time to introduce you to some of the first-year scholars. Yes, we know that because of their introduction to the first team squad, you'll already be familiar with a few of them, but let's introduce you now to the rest. In fact, no we won't. Let's let them do it.
I forgot already. Oh, this is so complicated now, isn't it?
Are you staring there the whole time? What do I say? I forgot. I'm Keane Taylor, I'm 16 and I'm a central midfielder.
I'm Noah Mooney, I'm 16 and I'm a midfielder.
I'm Keane Best, age 15 and I play as a left centre back or a left back.
I'm Josh Early, 16, defender.
I'm James Praddock, I'm 16 and I'm a goalkeeper.
My name's Rio Pemberton, I'm 16 years old and I'm a right winger.
I'm Jacob Slater, I'm 16, I'm a left back.
Finley Crosseter, 16, attacker.
Kit Nelson, 16, attacker midfielder.
Finley Wallbank, 16, right back.
My footballing idol is Raheem Sterling. Being a man of colour myself, I really look up to him, and the abuse and the hatred that he's had to put up with shows his mental strength and resilience. So as a player myself, I look up to him, I want to be like him. He's doing well for England and for City, he's scoring goals in the Euros. It really sends a message out there to the haters, and yeah, I really look up to him.
Gerrard, there has to be. I think just everything about him, a leader, and he just had everything that a footballer wants, to be honest. So everything he was blessed with, and yeah, just Gerrard.
For me, it's my dad and Messi, because Messi's Messi, isn't he? So.
David Seaman, because as an Arsenal fan and a goalkeeper, I've seen him play in the Invincibles team, and obviously I look up to that and hope to be like that when I'm older.
Probably Lionel Messi. Growing up, I watched him quite a lot, and just the things he does, ridiculous to be honest.
Probably say Ronaldo because of his work rate and his dedication, and just want to follow the footsteps of with him because he works so hard, and obviously he's the way he is today is because of his hard work and dedication. So yeah, I want to be like him.
Steven Gerrard, because I grew up as a big Liverpool fan.
I'd say Lionel Messi, just because the way he's been the best player in the world for this many years now, it's just very admirable. And his story as well is just very inspirational to me.
Probably Steven Gerrard, because I'm from Liverpool, I'm a Liverpool fan, and I think every kid from Liverpool aspires to be something like him.
I have to say Ronaldo, not just because of his footballing ability, but because of his mentality, with his work ethic and his determination to be the best that he can be.
Probably say when I was under 15, we went to a tournament in Morecambe, and we won it. And it was a 3-day tournament, and we stayed there. And it was really good, the class. And obviously, like I said, we won it, and I played really well. So yeah, I was buzzing with that. That's probably my best memory.
Probably just growing up like through the academy. Like I've been here since under 8s and just playing for your local club. Like there's nothing better that you want to do, really.
I've been here quite a while, so 5 years, and the best memory is sort of getting a scholar. It was a big weight lifted off my shoulders and a big relief for me and my family.
Coming on at Celtic Park, obviously it's a historic stadium, a massive team, and to come on was just a special moment for me.
Probably the best memories is firstly getting offered the scholarship, but then also since I've come in for the last month or so, it's just been a good experience to be with all the boys.
Well, when I signed my first contract in under 9s, that was a long time ago now, but I still remember it. And also I'd say getting offered a scholarship as well, just because a lot of work went towards it, so very happy to finally got it.
Probably signing my deal was probably a very proud moment for me and my family, and just being in and around the first team as a whole has been such a good experience.
To be honest, probably going out with my mates just to eat. That's about it, to be honest with you. I don't really do much, nothing exciting, so just that.
Well, I used to play quite a few sports. I used to do track and table tennis, but obviously since I've signed with Preston full time, I've not got as much time. But next year, my free time, we're doing an A-level, so that'll be taking up quite a lot of time, and then I'll probably see my friends.
I do like a bit of golf. I try to go to golf as often as I can. Yeah, play at Garstang a bit.
I probably just sleep, rest, that's all I do. I'm allowed to say that, is that all right?
I like all sports, but obviously I like American football, and I'm a supporter of Chicago Bears, so I like following that as well.
I like watching football. I'm a big Preston fan. Home and away, I used to go on quite a lot of games. But yeah, I like watching football, whether that's Preston or even non-league games. I like to go and watch a lot of games. I like going out as well with my mates.
Okay, my main hobby outside of football is art. I like to draw a lot. I find it helps me pass the time and it helps me relax and focus and sort of take a break from the football and sort of kick back a bit.
We'll have more from the first year scholars later on in the weekend moment, but let's get back to the first team now. And we have been without Tom Barkhazen recently after he tested positive for COVID. He's been isolating at home and had to stay away from us all here at Exton, despite what some conspiracy theorists may think. It hasn't gone from the X-Files to the Exton Files. It's actually been quite poorly. So we talked with him about that. We look ahead, of course, to the Morecambe game. He was desperate to play against his former team. But let's start off with, where have you been, Tom Barkhazen? Tom, been rumours galore that you've either emigrated to the Caribbean or you've been locked away in a cellar. The truth is, you have not been very well at all. So the most important question we'll start with is, how are you?
Yeah, I'm a lot better now. Probably Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I was quite bad. I don't think having asthma helps when it's all gone to my chest. I've been quite fatigued. I've been getting up at 11:30, 12 o'clock every day and just wanting to sleep quite a lot. But yeah, I'm on the mend. I'm feeling a bit better. I've managed to do some jobs for my missus while she's away. So I'm sure that'll go down well. And yeah, just trying to crack on, trying to find stuff to do, because there's only so much Xbox a guy can play, especially while his mates are all at work. So yeah, just trying to fill my time, make sure I don't do anything that's gonna, too strenuous or too, it's too difficult, which it has been. And yeah, just try and crack on.
Maybe we could try and do a quiz for you or something like #Barkey quiz. Not into quizzes.
I'm not good with too many people. Yeah, it's not my thing.
Just a solo quiz then. We'll write it down and we'll post it to you.
Yeah, no, that'd be perfect, I think.
It could have been worse, without sounding like a health one. I know you've had the double jabs, and you say because of the asthma that you've got as well, potentially, you've hopefully sooner rather than later we'll see you back. Do you know when you might be back?
Well, I think I'm back in on Monday, providing my symptoms are okay. Which at the moment they're getting better, so I'd like to think I'll be back in. And then there's the new rule about 7 days, which if I could get that down to 5 days, I'd be available for Swansea. But I don't know how flexible the rules are. I didn't know why the rules are there until I spoke to the physio this morning. Because obviously I'm itching to get back. I want to play. We're not doing very well. I want to try and help the team. And he said that there's been players who've had heart problems after and things like that. And I was a little bit worried after that. I'm not going to lie. I think, when you don't, I'd never heard that before. So I'm just thinking, go back in Monday, get straight back in, and I'll be flying. So to hear that was a little bit disturbing. So I know I'm going to have to take care of myself a little bit. And if I'm not ready for Saturday, then I'm not going to be able to push myself just because of the ramifications that could come with that for me personally. And from the club's point of view, they don't want to be, having a player go down with a cardiac arrest or whatever, especially if the rules are there. So I'm guessing that's probably going to get taken out of my hands, and I'll be back after the international break.
From a dad's point of view, and from a Preston North End supporters' point of view as well, I think the most important thing I would like to think for all of us is just you getting better and making sure that when you're back, you are 100% back and you don't have all those. So I'm sure lots of people will be sending you wishes and positive thoughts and everything. So, don't come back too soon.
Yeah.
We do want you back as soon as you are possibly fit, because as well, on Tuesday night, it is one of your former teams in the Carabao Cup against Morecambe. You can watch it. You can listen to it in this country, at least anyway. So that'll be great. Listen to the stream on iFollow. What do you think? What do you make of that one?
Well, I'm disappointed I won't be playing. Because again, initially I thought, I'll just be fine and I'll be back for the first game that was there, which is just happened to be Morecambe. I think I've only played against them once in a pre-season friendly, and I scored, which was my first time back. And the last time we played them in the cup, I didn't play. So it would have been nice to obviously go back and see people I've not seen for a while. I do keep in touch with a few people there, and it would have been nice to see what kind of reception I would get. And yeah, I don't think I've been back to is it still called the Globe, or is it the Mazuma Arena now? I don't know. It's one of them.
Well, let's call it the Globe.
The Globe is what it is to me. So I've not been back since I left, and I was obviously quite looking forward to going back, just to be back in a familiar place and familiar surroundings. And it's nice that a club that small has done as well as it's done. And it would be nice to kind of cherish the feeling around the place and the atmosphere, because I'm sure the people in Morecambe are delighted.
I'm sure you've got your eye on returning to one of your other former clubs as well. Hereford not in our league, so you might have to wait for that one. There might be another one at some point in October, maybe. Not we're all sort of looking at that already. Just finally, we'll end on a bright spot and what have you, even if it's only to try and make you feel a little bit better. You said at the start of this chat about you playing on, was it your PS5 that you've got?
My Xbox.
Xbox.
I used to be PlayStation, I moved.
Okay, why? I've no idea about computer games. You could say anything you like now.
I just enjoy playing Call of Duty with the lads, and we have a bit of banter, and we just have a laugh, and you can pass hours, which thankfully I've been able to do since I've been off, because I've got my house to myself. My missus and my dogs have both gone away because they didn't want to get positive. Well, not the dogs, obviously. My missus didn't want to be positive. And the dogs would have been a nightmare. So I've needed something to pass the time, and thankfully there's a good group of lads, my friends as well as at football that always want to play. So they're happy to keep me company.
Is that your game of choice then, Call of Duty? Is that number one on your list?
Yeah, it's pretty much the only game that I play now. I just enjoy passing a few hours on there, and like I said, having a bit of banter with the boys and coughing down the mic, trying to give them all COVID.
You got the headset and everything that goes with it.
Of course, we all have. We're all big children at heart. While I'm not 30, I can keep playing. I've got a couple of years left yet. Oh, I do play with Nuge though. Nuge is 36 and he still plays, and I play with him pretty much every day. So if he can play at 36, and I say to my missus, I've still got a few years left in me as well.
And on that bombshell, thank you very much.
No problem.
Well, let's get back to those first-year scholars then. In part one, we heard quite a lot about their personalities. Let's talk about them on the pitch now and their ambitions for the future here at Preston North End.
Probably Ryan Lawrenson. His aggression, his range of passing, top notch.
I'd say every single one of them, because they've each got something to offer and something that I can learn and take away when I'm with the youth team and things. So
probably say Scott Sinclair, because he's like I'm the same. He's an attacker. I'm an attacker, and he's been at some really big and good clubs. So obviously he's got quality, and I think in my opinion, he's one of the best in the first team as well. So I want to take attributes off him.
People like Josh Earl and Alan Brown, they've been brought in from young ages, and now they're making themselves starting in the first team, which shows the progression of coming in from a young age and then being able to progress and become a starter in the first team.
Probably Josh Earl, because he's my position. He's a left back. He's from Liverpool, and he's from the academy as well. So sort of aspire to be like him. Yeah.
I look up to Scott Sinclair. I'm always watching his clips, what he does well, and I like to take things from his game and implement them into my game. He sort of sets the standard for me, and I want to sort of be like him and get into the first team.
Declan Rudd, Iverson, Connor Ripley, all of the goalkeepers, and I feel like watching them I can improve on all attributes really, just looking at them and seeing what they're doing.
Ledo, Barkhuizen as well, when he's played full-back, he's got loads of pace about him, you can cross the ball well. And also Ledo as well, because he's a good leader, and just them two. And to be fair, all of them I look up to as well.
I'd say Scott Sinclair, a very skillful player, and the way he's been playing at such a high level for such a long time is very, very admirable, I think. So we'll learn a lot from him, and his 1v1 dribbling, very good.
I would say my shot stopping is one of my best attributes, and also communicating to my defenders and dictating where they should go. I think I'm also good at that as well.
Probably say my 1v1 attacking and being direct on the ball, and probably my back to goal, my hold-up play.
For me, my best attribute is 1v1 attacking, beating my man, getting a cross off in a 1v1 situation.
Probably getting up the opposition, going forward and just crossing balls in.
Usually my passing and over longer distance.
I'd probably say passing, like I said. I look up to Ryan Lawrenson quite a lot. His range of passing and his forward play is usually quite good.
I'd say dribbling or creativity, or getting in between pockets of space, his first touch, sort of a more technical player.
I think my speed and my 1v1 defending help a lot as a full-back.
My stamina. I'm an attacking left back, so I like to get up and down, make runs in behind.
I'd say I'm hard working and athletic. I think them two, for me, are the main ones.
Over the next 2 years, I want to try and cement a place in the starting 11 for the youth team. Then, as getting to the end of the 2 years, I want to get offered the pro contract and then start making a way into the first team.
Well, I'd love to get a professional contract at this club, obviously in 2 years, and I'd like to stay in the Welsh setup as well. So playing for Wales and going to training camps as well. I'd like to do that.
I think I'd like to push on and be with the first team a lot more often. I know it's hard because it's competitive nowadays, but that's definitely one of the things that I'd want to do.
In the next 2 years, I want to sort of kick on and push myself into the first team. So training with the first team, hopefully get on the bench.
Well, for the first year to get a place in the 19s team every week, and then to get a pro at the end of the scholarship.
Just to be around the first team as much as possible, you know, that would be something good for me. I'm still only young, so just to be in and around it, hopefully as most as I can, and then hopefully maybe make my debut. Hopefully, something to look forward to.
It's a big goal of mine to try and be offered a professional contract at the end of this 2 years, and hopefully being around the first team. That's my main goal.
Hopefully try and cement my space in the starting 11, and then try and break into the first team if I get my chance.
Probably say to learn as much as I can, become the best player I can, and try and be in and around the first team as much as I can, especially next year.
Just to progress as a player, like just to get better every single day, every training session, and see how far I can push myself.
And the under-19s are back in action this weekend. They face Fleetwood Town in the first group game of the Youth Alliance Cup. You can follow the action on social media, on Twitter, on the Academy page at PNEFC Academy. You can follow the action then when the game is finished. The full match report will be on pne.com. Let's go back to the first team, shall we? Because they are back at Deepdale. We're going to hear from Frankie McAvoy and Ben Whiteman on the importance of everybody sticking together and looking to get back to winning ways against Peterborough this weekend.
As a squad, as a group, as a club, I think we all need to sit together and pull in the right direction and hopefully start churning out some positive results.
It's massive, because the biggest thing, you know what I mean, when you're confident and winning breeds confidence, as you know. Sometimes when you're losing and you can get people going into a rut, but the most important thing is I'm a positive person. We do our utmost to keep it a positive environment, even in the face of adversity, in the face of difficulty, and that's what we've got to do. I believe if you've got that type of environment that people are coming to work in, then you've got more opportunity and chance of being successful. Unfortunately, we've not picked up any points yet, but I'm pretty convinced if we continue to do the right things. The performance the other night was better than how it's been the last two, and if we do that, then we'll pick up points.
But like I said, we're looking forward to a couple of home games now, and hopefully we can put on a positive performance and get a positive result. The crowd getting behind you is massive. It's I've said it all along, fans of everything in football, and hopefully they can get behind us and we can show them what we're about, really.
If you want to watch the interviews with Frankie and with Ben in full, you can do so right now on iFollowPNE. Don't do it just yet though, because I've got something to ask you as well. No matter where you are watching around the world, whether that be in Bamber Bridge or Bangladesh, we'd love to have a photograph from you with your North End colours on, showing us how you watch or listen to the game, or indeed just send us a photograph for fun. You can do that, media@pne.com on the old email thing. Do it somewhere, like I say, whether you might watch the game or some landmark near where you are, whether that be the Taj Mahal or the Empire State Building or just a row of red phone boxes. Send them in, media@pne.com. A nice photograph, wear your club colours, maybe even try and smile, and we'll use some of them in future episodes of the weekend warm-up. We'd also love to see you, of course, at the game this weekend. Tickets are still on sale. If you want to buy them right now, go online, on that, mypne.com. Don't make that sort of noise. That's actually your computer keyboard as you're sort of typing it all out. You can print your tickets out from home if that is your thing, or you can turn up in person at the ticket office, and Deepdale, it will be open right up until kickoff, and you can buy tickets for future games in all those places as well. You can listen to the game on iFollowPNE. You can watch it around the world. Get in touch with us. We'd love to see you. Thank you for joining us. That's the end. Boo-hoo-hoo-hoo. We'll be back again next week for the weekend warm-up. But until then, come on, you Whites!